As a grown-ass man, you shouldn't be eating more than 2 times a day. What's up guys, Nguyen, OG Fitness. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about how not to be a fat martial artist. So this video was prompted by a comment I got from one of the boys asking me about nutrition, how I eat, some recipes and all. So before I get into recipes, which I'm not going to get into this video, but I want to give you guys the broad strokes, right? The 10,000 foot view of nutrition and how you should eat for combat sports, right? Martial arts. Now, first things first. If you're a grown-ass man, and we're all grown-ass men at this point, for most of you guys who are watching this channel, because this channel is all about fitness for martial arts for older guys. If you're a younger guy, you won't be young forever. And yeah, so keep watching, man. This is going to help you out to have the right approach and the right mindset when it comes to fitness and martial arts. Okay, so as a grown-ass man, you shouldn't be eating more than twice a day, max. Now, for optimal, muscle growth, it's actually 5 times a day, but we're not bodybuilders. And to be honest, like those guys, optimal is like, if you're really trying to max out on muscle growth, it's not really important for us martial artists because there is a point of diminishing return. So after a certain level of muscularity, and that's based on genetics anyway, it's like you'd be spending too much time at the gym. And if we're doing martial arts and we're martial artists, we want to be developing skill more than, spending most of our time developing muscles, right? Because that's what bodybuilders do. Okay, that's one. Now, when you're a kid, yes, you need to eat, 3 times a day because you're growing. But once you finish growing, so let's say at the age of, I don't know, 21, right? For example, then you should stop. You don't need that much food. Now, if you have a very, very active lifestyle, that could change a little bit, but for the most part, I'm talking about guys who are in their 30s, practicing martial arts, who have jobs, who have families. You don't need to eat that much, 2 times a day tops. Now, the next thing that I want to touch on is that you have to have an eating window. So, and this can move. So eating window is essentially a schedule, a timing. So that fasting, essentially. So there's a period of time where you don't eat. Now, the most important thing is really to not eat a couple of hours before bed. So 2 to 3 hours before bed, you want to go to bed on a empty stomach. So you base it off that. Now, some days if you wake up and you want to have breakfast. But then let's say you have breakfast at 10, okay? Then you can have an eating window of, let's say, up until 6. Right, so from 10 to 6 you get to eat. So if you eat at 10, then your next meal should be maybe around well, not later than 6. And then from there, you can the next day you could start again, let's say for example at 12. So you can play around with your eating windows, but essentially you want to eat 2 times a day. That's the other thing. Now, if you're doing power sports, that means that you're doing anything like boxing, judo, wrestling, taekwondo, anything that requires your muscles to contract quickly, right? And with power, you're gonna need carbs. So if you're gonna go train in any of these power sports, power combat sports, then you need to have carbs a little bit before you're training. Okay. Now, if you're doing an endurance sport, which some of us do, I guess, on the side. For example, you like to jog. Well, you don't need to eat carbs before you jog. You could just that's one of those activities where you could do in a fasted state, and that would actually benefit the fat burning process. So for power sports, you need carbs and clean carbs. For endurance activities like jogging, biking, for extended periods of time, then you could do that fasting. Fats is fine. Now, the other thing that you want to do is that if you want to have faster results, then you're going to need to count calories, right? So I'll make it, that's all of these points, guys, by the way, it's it's a video in itself because there's a lot of details that go into it. There's not that many, but there are some. And I'm gonna make videos on each one of these things to break it down for you guys. But right here in this video, we're just giving you guys an overview, or else it's gonna be way, way too long. Oh, by the way, guys, if you like the video, subscribe, right? That helps the channel grow. And yeah, so thank you. And next thing, don't cut out any food categories. So your macros, you need your proteins, your fats, your carbs. Yeah, so eat a balance of that. Have those in your diet. Now, you don't have to have them every day, but you have to have them. Don't just cut it out. Don't just go completely keto, completely carnivore, completely carbs only, or whatever. You know, like none of that stuff is sustainable. None of that stuff really works. You know, it's temporary. It's a temporary solution just to get some sort of get you out of trouble in a way. But honestly, you don't need that. Most of the people who've tried that reverted back to a normal diet anyway. And I've tried all of this, by the way. So this took me a long ass time to figure out, guys. Okay, next up. Sugar, guys, is carbs. Okay, so, and you can get your carbs from fruits because fruits have sugar in it. It has a lot of other good stuff as well. So that's why fruits are a great source of carbs. And you don't need that much carbs. You know, you want to carb load a little bit before you go do your judo, your wrestling, your boxing, or your BJJ. But for the most part, you don't need carbs. Okay. Now the other thing, you want to essentially eat foods that come from the earth. So that means non-processed. And yeah, I mean, I'll make a video on that to, show you guys a list of what I mean. But for now, non-processed foods, right? Now, the other thing, you got to learn how to cook because, well, one, it'll make it more enjoyable. And also it's a useful skill to have. And I'll show you guys in other videos how I make my food, some simple, quick recipes that taste good. And you guys will see, like, all you really need, okay, is about 10 recipes. That's it. Because most of the time you're eating, if you were to look at your week, most likely you're eating the same goddamn 10 recipes, more or less, during the week. So we don't need that much variety. You just got to pick 10 and 10 that's healthy, that's going to be sustainable for you, things that you enjoy eating. We just got to tweak it a little bit here and there to stay within our calories. And that's it. That's all. That's really all you need to do. Now, next thing. Okay, so that's the broad strokes of how to eat. Each one of these, like I said, it's a video in itself. I'll explain to you what I usually eat. So eggs, veggies, bread, colored rice. So all rice except white. I rarely eat a white rice unless it's, because I order out or something like that. Grains, beans, lentils, fruits, spices, soya sauce, fish sauce, because it's an Asian thing, like soya sauce too, but fish sauce is very, very Vietnamese, Potatoes, sweet potatoes, cheese, milk. Guys, if you want to save money, you just don't eat meat. I mean, that's in the video in itself, how to get jacked and how to be super healthy and how to lose fat without breaking the bank. And oh yeah, that's another thing too. Meat, you really don't need that all that much, but hey, it is what it is, guys. All right, so that's it for this one. If you guys enjoyed that video, then share it with somebody who needs to hear this, and let me know down in the comment section what you guys want me to make the video first about. So do you want me to make a video about how to time the carbs, how to count calories, recipes, lists of foods that you need to go buy at the grocery store, or like a cooking videos where I show you recipes of what I eat on a regular basis. And honestly, I think I have less than 10 meals that my always go-to type of meals. So that's it for this video, guys. I know it's over complicated when it comes to this stuff, and there's a lot of people out there. It's confusing as heck, but I'm telling you, I've tried everything, and I've read enough, and I understand enough to know what you could discard, honestly, as information. How deep do you need to go? And yeah, you don't like, you could really keep it simple and reach your goals and then never have to worry about it again. Because I'm a guy who eats a lot of I have a sweet tooth, so I do eat a lot of junk whenever I feel like it, but I balance it out, right? So that's it for this one. Thank you guys, appreciate it. And by the way, follow me on IG and you can ask me questions there. I'll answer you directly. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.